it.
Okay, I'm trying the live again. We'll see if this works.
He's gonna do it again.
Yeah, so I'm live on YouTube's with my dreadful.
I think my marriage has been pretty good so far.
I would agree.
Been,
I mean, I've enjoyed
exciting.
it. Yeah, it's been a whole lot of insanity thus far. So I'm on a completely new stream now on the YouTube. So
you want me to?
Yeah, can I pop in there?
Yeah, I'll give up.
All right.
Come on, Sam. Let's move.
So this is all an experiment.
Oh, Sam's gonna sit on you.
This may or may not work.
I think
so we'll see. Hey, everybody, it's me again. It's us again.
It's my arm.
Lantern Labs. What's going on?
Because Sam's in the way.
Sam is now a part of the live.
Sam, you little shit
Like
bag.
Sam literally laid his head right there.
He's taken my seat.
Right. So,
I can't be at anybody's live.
so you know about the clone troopers from the most recent episode of Book of Boba Fett. Yes, I do. But I cannot legally say why. That's why. Sorry. Gonna jump over and check YouTube. Please do. And please, F1 Danny. Hi, it's XJ Danny. What's up, buddy? You're F1 Danny on the YouTubes. Love experiments. Who doesn't? So I'm live streaming on both TikTok and YouTube right now, just trying out multiple streaming, like dual streaming and different streaming channels. I'm going to try and set up to do streaming on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok all in one sitting.
You're a shitter.
To see if I can make that work. So the more people that I can get to join on every different platform, the better. And just to answer everybody's questions and get as much streaming out there as humanly possible. The dog refuses to move. This is why it's just me right now. And I'm looking between cameras. So I should actually just shift this over this way. That way. There. Now it's just that. Now it's just that. So now all I have to do is look up.
Yeah,
but dogs can't, because dogs can't look up.
Come on.
Big Al says so.
Come on, Sam. Come on. You want your treat?
F1 Danny says, hi, Mrs. Props.
Hi.
May the tacos be with you.
Come on.
I can help you with Twitch. I've been streaming on there for years. I have never streamed on Twitch. I barely understand how Twitch works. So I would be all for that. Please send me a DM on where to start with that, because I have no idea.
Come on, you're a beagle.
View from camera is opposite depending on source. True. Mrs. Props, do you ever bust fake beer bottles on his head when you're angry at him?
No, only when he asked me to.
And that's a whole other story.
Well, come here, you little shithead.
There's
a treat.
View from cameras. Oh yeah, I just saw that one. But
Go.
yeah, I'm trying different. Mrs. Props is back. Are you on both of them now? There we go.
I am.
On both
of us. Give a beagle a treat.
Yeah, you got to cold start the dog to get him to move. That's how that works.
What a turd.
So that's all right. Twitch doesn't either. Okay. I have never done a live on YouTube. I don't know how the YouTube lives work, or if there's any all streams together. Yeah, I kind of want to do all the streams together to see just how much traffic I can generate doing these different streams. Just
be cameras everywhere.
Yeah, it would just be like 3 phones.
You wouldn't be able to answer anything because you wouldn't see anything.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like if I set it up to do that, I would only answer questions on one platform. Yeah. That way it would draw a whole bunch of other people to a specific platform, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to draw as many people to my YouTube channel as I can, because that's where my series is going to release. I got to bounce. We're moving to a new shoot location. Well, best of luck, buddy. Have a good one.
The move to Chicago has not started.
Yeah, the move.
It's going to be a process.
Yeah, the move to Chicago is probably going to be. It's probably going to start mid-March, and then it'll go for several months after that, because the shop is moving first, and then we as a family will be moving later. So I'll be working in Chicago a few days a week and then coming home.
Yeah, because we gotta sell the house and all that stuff, and I gotta find a new job.
Color is different on YouTube. Yeah, it's because my shit webcam. I need my webcam. I need to. Word on the street is Cookie Monster tested positive for COVID with
the
Omicron variant. That's a terrible joke, and you should feel bad.
I love it.
Do not cross the streams.
I do not like a 30% Motorola black beer as a rule in small doses.
Yeah, you're not a big fan of the super heavy beers, are you?
I'm currently drinking a Kentucky Mule.
Hello, John. How are you? It's better on here for now, at least. Well, I'm sure it is, because like I said, it's an experiment. So I'm just using my shitty laptop webcam to see how this works. I may look into getting a better webcam for this if I do this regularly. Where's the actual Johnny 5 robot? I want to tell you. I will say where it is. There's one in the hands of a private collector. And then there's another one that's at a place that I will be in a week and a half.
Fancy.
So we'll leave it there. Always have to try for science. Never a bad thing. True. Let's see.
For science.
Big changes for the family, indeed. How odd. We're moving in 2 months too. Where are you moving to, Matthew?
If you don't mind saying.
Yeah, like general area. Like I know you're in Cali. Are you staying in California or are you moving out of California?
I am not out of his league.
She's way out of your league. Got to keep you humble. Congrats on the new gig. Thanks. Will you video it? Johnny 5. Yes. I mean, you kind of are out of my league. She's way fucking smarter than I am. But that is like, I'm stupid and I have zero problems with like taking risk.
He's not stupid.
She's super smart and is super risk averse. So it kind of balances itself out.
Just nodding on.
Who's Johnny? She said and smiled in her special way. It's a robot. Did you smile? Is that what you named it? Did you name it Johnny?
No. No.
Why you been so cryptic lately? Because a lot of what I do is industry related, and the industry is dominated by non-disclosure agreements, NDAs. So I have to be careful what I say. And unfortunately, with some things, I have to be very cryptic.
Moving away from the beach.
Oh, okay. 20 miles north. All right. Let's see. The talk is much better. Yeah, the quality here is dreadful, but I'm going to just keep doing it to try this figure out. Just watch American Underdog, the Kurt Warner story. Consider that as a movie. I don't think
science.
I don't think I've ever seen it. That's a great balance. My wife and I both just leap and scream for science. Try anything. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, she'll occasionally tolerate it when I just stick my head down and like go forward with the thing to try and make it happen, which is how this came about. Like this was all just me taking a huge risk. Now, don't get me wrong. We did talk about it before I took this massive risk of trying to become something that I've never been. And she did blind me with science for real. Steve Gutenberg signed a guy's the Johnny B. I actually know the creator of that Johnny 5 robot. He's in England and his work is amazing. So it's a beautiful replica, but, it's just been a huge risk doing all this, starting a business. And then now I'm shifting my business. And have you watched Archive 81? I started watching it the other day.
I mean, that's honestly why we're taking a little time to let him go to Chicago first.
Yeah.
Just to kind of make sure that things are going to progress as we hope.
Yeah. And if things happen as we hope, then I'll get the business established out there with Tim and Marty, the other two members of Cores and Studios. And then once it's established and we're actually making proper money, we'll be able to find a place and then start the process of selling the house and moving over here. Because ideally, I'll have an apartment sorted out and a place to live sorted out and everything sorted out before she even comes and stays in Chicago for any length of time to look for a job, so that when she comes to search for work in Chicago or goes through the initial processes of getting a job in Chicago, we already have a place to live that's already established and everything's sorted out.
So does that mean you're working on stuff that's not out yet? Yes, and also seeing things that aren't out yet. Yeah,
a bit of both, really. I'm getting access to things that most people are completely and utterly unaware of. And I have access to things that are completely, that most people are completely unaware of. I think I just said the same thing twice. So how many NDAs have you signed at this time? Like total? I don't know, probably 200. You sign NDAs for everything.
Yeah, I've signed a few.
Yeah, just to go in a building, you have to sign NDAs. So
I am a quality assurance supervisor for an injectable pharmaceutical manufacturer.
Oh, it's Hammers, Tits, and Tongs. She was at the shop.
What's up, Hammers, Tits, and Tongs? I love that username.
Yep, me too. You'll be my next door neighbor. I'm in Wisconsin. Can't wait for the show. I used to live in Milwaukee. I worked at Republic there in Milwaukee.
Unfortunately, Matthew Huntley, I cannot go remote because I have to be able to go onto the floor, the production floor. So.
Oh, let's see. Many likes were sent, many hearts. Be sure to pop up on Tom pop in on at Tom Powell Jr. Oh, he's in Chicago, isn't he? Yeah.
Do you know how they
I don't
did
like him very much. I'm not going to lie. He says a lot of shit that's untrue and then pretends like he's an expert about things. And in reality, he's talking out of his ass. He's made a lot of statements about the film industry, which he knows fuck all about. And he needs to remember that he doesn't work in that industry and to shut the fuck up.
It's getting spicy.
Yeah, I hate people that talk like they're experts about things they know nothing about.
Do you know how they did the carbonate thawing effect in Return of the Jedi?
I know that they overlaid him coming out, like they overlaid the footage of him coming out of it. I'd have to look up the actual process because I don't know it 100% off the top of my head. Are you feeling like you've made it yet? Because sounds like you have. I'd like to think that I have, but I don't know for sure. Like I have a lot of imposter syndrome about this. So yes and no. Like I've gotten to do a lot of things that other people have, but I also am not really making a whole lot of money at it. So in fact, I'm making very little money at this right now. So until I'm actually doing this as a living to where I can make a living at it, I'm going to have to say probably not. Like for right now, it's just a really cool hobby, you know.
This little thing on my hair.
This video
driving me nuts.
I didn't realize that was the Tim you were partnering with. Oh yeah. No, yeah, Tim
is awesome.
Yeah, Tim is my boy. Tim Harrison, this is so weird. I have only known Tim since June. Like we met and instantly fell in love. It was amazing. Guy
love between two guys.
Pretty much that. No, we became instant friends, and we're very much alike in a lot of ways. And we're both really high-end fabric. Well, I'm a Midland level fabricator, and he's an extremely high-end fabricator. But I have a huge voice and I have a huge name. 'Tis a bromance indeed. And he's going with me to Los Angeles. So I will be spending Valentine's week in a hotel in Los Angeles with Tim.
Jealous.
I know, right?
Oh, Tim.
So yeah, that's,
how do you feel about the new color palette and added sound for the I didn't know they were doing one.
Added sound for the 89 Batman 30th release. I had no idea they were doing one, so I'll have to look into that. Tim is very lovable. Tim is extremely lovable. I know I'm really nobody, but I believe in you, Mike. Well, thanks, Vince.
Just don't go broke back, please.
Just don't go. What?
I mean,
don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad. The Tim the Enchanter, indeed. Some call me Tim.
I've never verified it, but the whole like he forgot the real line and just said there are those who call me
Tim.
It's
entirely plausible. It was John Cleese. He ad-libbed a lot of shit.
Oh, honey, don't do that.
Oh, wow, that does that.
Well, you're shaking your foot.
well, I didn't realize that until I just did it. So, should I keep an eye on him, Mrs. Props?
For what?
He's in LA. Matthew's in LA. Yeah, he'll be there as well.
I mean, just don't let him do anything too crazy.
Right, not too crazy. Who came up with the name Props to History? Boop. Right here.
I'm also the one that named the laser cutter Geordie the Forge.
Mm-hmm. She did. We were talking about what I was going to do on social media and how I was going to present it. And she just happened to say, oh, so you're like going to talk about like props to history. And that conversation stuck in my head. And then, that's where the name came from. So it's all her. What's your favorite improv accident on camera? Oh, my God.
Names on the side of my face.
Madeline Kahn from Clue.
Oh my God. My favorite part is that throughout the scene, you can hear her continue the gag. Like everyone's trying to continue and she's just in the background continuing.
Tyler Peterson, my gal named her Glowforge the same. So there are two of you.
I'm sure there are.
It's already been done. I'll have to look into it. Yeah, Geordie LaForge is a fantastic name for laser cutter. Indeed, it is. Danny, what's going on? It's Danny Price, my boy from Canada.
I am a nerd.
Oh, she is a fine nerd.
Trekkie.
Yeah, my daughter and I love that movie. The excellent choices made all the way around.
Clue is amazing.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
My coffee is right there on the table, and I've got all this crap in front of me. My wife's having a Kentucky Mule, and I'm having a cup of coffee.
Doctor Who mug, Doctor Who shirt.
Oh yeah, we're matching in a way.
That's true.
Oh, I just talked to the lakefront guys. Nice. How's that going? Live long and prosper. Do you two have kids? No, we have animals.
We have 2 cats and a beagle.
Mark, what's going on, buddy? We do not have kids. We toe rag. TARDIS, bow ties are cool. They are.
Yes, they are cool.
You have
So
said
are
your
fezzes.
least favorite prop, but what is your favorite prop from a movie? My favorite props tend to actually be filming models because I really enjoy filming models. So a lot of times I'll fall back on like the Fifth Element stones or the escape pod from Star Wars because it was made from KFC chicken buckets, and the 30-foot filming model from the Event Horizon are all kind of they are sending me stuff. Oh, nice. What kind of stuff they sending you?
I feel like I should rewatch Event Horizon, but I'm like...
You're so averse to horror, though.
Well, I am, and I'm also traumatized by that movie because I watched it when I was like 10.
Yeah,
which
that's
was
fair.
not okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be there. You know, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You said, are you going to be doing an episode on the bike? Not sure if you can disclose on the bike.
You mean the
Pee-wee bike?
Pee-wee bike? Yeah, that was just built by Greg.
That was built by Greg. I'm going to probably be doing some stuff on the TikTok for it. As far as YouTube goes, not quite yet.
Good choice on the coffee, by the way.
Why's that?
As one of the comments was that they just finished a bunch of dark roast French
nice.
press coffee.
Currently building the original NCC 1701A fully lit. Nice. Are your pets named after characters? Yours is.
Mine is not by my choice. She's actually named after the Watchmen character Rorschach because of her head markings, but we just call her Rory.
My cat is named Commodore Peanut Skylaser because I name my cats monster truck names. It's a long story.
Sam came to us with the name, but we decided his full name is Samwise Potato Snackington.
The third. There hasn't been no first or second.
What was Alfred's full name?
Alfred J. Puppington.
That's what it was. Alfred J. I don't know why. If you add the third, it just makes it classier.
Yeah, he becomes more of a gentleman after that. And it's just the way that is. A classy gentleman at that.
Hello from Scotland. I want to go to Scotland. I've never been.
I've been to Scotland.
Yeah.
I've been to Scotland numerous times. And actually one of my favorite moments in Scotland was the very first time I went there. The hotel I was staying at was kind of like, I just got the hotel online because I didn't know anything about where I was staying. It was just outside of Edinburgh. And it was basically like a favorite hotel for like over-the-road truckers. And there were a bunch of them outside smoking. And I was outside. And this guy was just talking to me. And I couldn't understand a fucking word he said. Like his accent was so thick, I could barely understand him. And I was just nodding and smiling. And then he walked in and I looked over at another fellow next to him and he says, I have no idea what he was saying either. and then they explained to me how the accent changes the further north you get in Scotland. And it becomes nearly unintelligible at some point, apparently. So
I love, for anyone who's seen Brave, the character that nobody can understand, is actually speaking Doric. And that was a decision made by his voice actor, who decided to speak like his grandma does.
Mr. Nickel has arrived. Mr. Nickel, the inventor of ships of the Northern Fleet. A series that everyone all of a suddenly remembered. I learned to pronounce cities correctly after being yelled at for not pronouncing them correctly. Billy is here. Billy. I'm actually live on the YouTubes as well, believe it or not. Billy. I'm trying do live on both channels for fun. Scottish is more of a chewing of syllables than an actual language. So I've had
Scots is a language.
Yeah.
And some of the misunderstanding comes from blending the two.
Yeah.
English and Scots. So
well, and I've also I got to be to the point where I could understand pretty easily the folks in both Edinburgh and Glasgow. But then when I went up to the northern part of Scotland where my family, my ancestors emigrated from, that became more difficult. The accent was much thicker. It was much harder to understand. But after a while, I was able to kind of get it because I was going up there a lot doing research about where my family came from on my dad's side. And you got to the point where you could understand it a little bit. I think North American language is missing out on the glory of saying dinner.
That's true. And Ken.
And Ken. Yeah, and Ken.
Yeah.
And Bairn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found out my family kind of got run out of Scotland. Mine too.
I should look into mine.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah, as in I didn't understand yet. I heard that a lot.
Didn't Ken.
And it was fun too, because when I was at the time I was living in Germany. And when I came over to Scotland, which I did pretty regularly while I was doing all this, the folks that were there, they all thought I was German for some reason. Like they thought that I was legit born in Germany. And they're like, your English is so good. And I didn't understand why they were saying that to me. And I was like, thanks. Like, I guess American English is way off from Scottish English. And it never dawned on me that they thought I was a German. Like I did not understand that. And then after someone was like, well, for someone from Germany, you're real. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm an American. And they're like, oh, fuck you then. Basically.
Somebody was asking if you're a Campbell.
I am. No, I am not a Campbell. The family that I'm associated with most specifically, I believe it's Macintosh and also like Stewart's by marriage. But my family, the Corys, were actually the largest landholders in Scotland for some time. And then through a mixture of marriages and siding with the wrong people, essentially, they lost all of their territories, and most of them got kicked out either to what is now the United States, of course, or Australia, or a prison colony in Lebanon. So I have relatives in Lebanon.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Fallen Severin, hello. Are you looking forward to Strange New Worlds? Well, yeah, absolutely I am.
I just immediately, a whole new world popped into my head.
Oh.
From Aladdin.
Hey, Matthew. The hero ship and the big bad guy ship are reused in other movies, as in the good guy ship's still around. I missed some stuff.
Missed something. Oh.
I missed a lot.
Shit.
Hold on. I'm trying to catch up on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube as well.
They tinted the movie. We saw that.
We saw that part.
What are we missing?
I messaged you with a replica bike. Greg is my favorite person. Yes.
Greg is awesome.
Greg is amazing. I love Greg. Let's see. The hero ship is from Battle Beyond the Stars. Yeah, they're still owned by James Cameron, who built them all. He was the special effects supervisor on that movie. You guys are amazing. My wife and I miss you guys. You guys should come back down to the shop. Michael McCuntrick here. Love the show. Oh, hell, Michael, what's that? So Michael McKittrick is actually the gentleman that created my the animation that I use at the beginning of a lot of my videos now.
Well done, sir. It's fantastic.
It's beautiful. I absolutely love it. You did an amazing job. So if you have to have something like that done, Michael McKittrick, who is Unsilent Majority, go to that fella because he is amazing. Tested pronouncing Scottish towns, pronounce Annan, Mousewald, and that's not a real word.
So I can't really complain about anybody else's towns because I come from Michigan.
Yeah.
So Sault Ste. Marie, just gonna throw that one out there.
I'm back. We're at the old courthouse now. Nice. Draft. I was hoping you were
also Ypsilanti. Technically only has one vowel, 2 vowels.
Yeah, it's got a Y and an I. Oh, it's an A and an I.
And an I.
So kind of you. Thank you. Of course, on Silent Majority. I need to send you a message because I have a question for you, which I will not bring up here because this is not the place. Neither the time nor the place. Americans usually mispronounce Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Well, so not far from us is Edinburgh, Indiana.
Yeah.
And it's pronounced Edinburgh because it's got bastardized by American English over time. So a lot of people, particularly Americans, we look at those words and we pronounce them phonetically.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, there's quite a few American towns that I'm sure if you gave them to a Scotsman, I'd be like, the fuck.
Yeah.
How's your Spanish? Mine is incredibly rusty.
Mine is also incredibly rusty.
I haven't taken it since college.
You need that Stay Puft mold, then go to the Dreadmaker Roberts and his TikTok page. He has a link there. You can go and the STL is free. Just watch Alien again for the 27th time. About behind the scenes stuff with Alien 1979. What would you like to know? There's a lot that went on behind the scenes. We will be. It's just a lot going on this year, but we're planning on the T800. Is he behaving himself? More or less, yes. More or less.
So you said I speak Spanglish. A side effect of living for several years with 2 Spanish majors is, to this day, I still say things like "Donde está my keys?"
Right.
Even though I'm fully capable of saying it in Spanish or English. I don't know why we decided that "Donde está" was the best way to ask where is anything.
Right.
Even if it's not grammatically, where "Donde está my coat?"
Donde está my coat?
Doesn't matter.
I speak Spanish, Spanglish, English, and English. Nice. Oh man. So I would have to say that doing this dual live thing on both the YouTubes and TikTok is marginally successful. I think it's a lot of crossover, the same people on both.
Yeah.
But that's okay too. I'm trying out the different streams. So my YouTube channel is /props to history. Everything I do social media related is English and bad English. That's a Fifth Element line. My show that I'm doing that debuts March 1st debuts on my YouTube channel. The stuff I've been posting the trailers for. So hopefully everybody will go over there and a bunch of people subscribe and everybody will see it.
I actually understood that.
No habla español.
Pero mi esposa es mexicana.
What does it mean?
He doesn't speak Spanish, but his spouse is Mexican.
Ah, nice. Oh, esposa. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's spouse. All right. I didn't know that. I don't speak Spanish very well at all.
He speaks German.
Did you know another YouTuber, the Hacksmith, made a working power loader? I did. Yeah, it's on tracks.
I need one.
It doesn't walk because it's completely inefficient. I mean, the one they made for the movie, it doesn't. It didn't work either. It was basically a big puppet. It's good to hear. Well, see, hold. I once mixed Spanish and German in a conversation. I'm sure no one was confused, were they? I
have a friend who is pentalingual. Let's just put that out there. She speaks English. Yeah, English and 4 other languages. And she would routinely start a sentence in Spanish and end it in French or Italian. The bonus with Italian is that usually we knew what she was saying, but we're like, that doesn't sound quite right.
Yeah.
I can't. I think my contacts are not. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Sorry, Danny. Not sure what that means.
Sorry, you've gone too advanced.
Lived with a Spanish major, kept forgetting English words. Beer, dance, drive. Embarrassed. Fair enough.
Yeah. That was another fun story. My friend told me that a friend of hers went to like a big. She was like giving a speech about she was accepting an award. That's what it was. And she got confused and used the cognate for embarrassed, which is embarazada, which means pregnant. So she accidentally announced to an entire room full of people that she was very pregnant right now. Instead of very embarrassed.
Learned my Spanish from Dora, so Spanish for monkey is boots. So the one incident that I had with language where the wrong language got used, etc., was actually when I lived in Germany. I had taken to the culture quite so much that I was being mistaken as a German by other foreigners because I dressed like the Germans did. You know, I went to all the same shops that the Germans went to, etc. Because I lived in the German culture and I actually took to it quite well. I spoke the language fairly fluently.
Hello, Collectibles.
I was never fully. Oh, Collectibles, what's up?
Thank you.
I was never fully fluent, but I was in the parking lot of a store called Mobilmarkt, which is essentially like Germany's IKEA, even though there's also IKEAs there. It's a furniture store. And my apartment was not too far down the road, but I was also right next to the Autobahn. And I was putting stuff away in my car. It was a really kind of early in the morning. I had the day off. And this fellow walked up to me and he started speaking to me in very broken German. Like it was obvious he didn't speak the language as a first language. And I looked at him and I said, can I help you in English? Because there was something about him that I could kind of tell he spoke English. And immediately he was British. And he's like, yeah, I'm trying to find my way to this place. My GPS is not working. Do you know where I need to go? And it was a town that was not like 2 exits down on the Autobahn. And I told him, I was like, yeah, that just 2 exits down, go, west and you'll get there. And he's like, mate, your English is amazing. You sound like a Yank. And I'm like, well, it's because I am a Yank. And he and his wife were both convinced that, oh, go ask that German guy over there. And it was me. But I apparently to them, to the British, I looked like the Bosch. So, and that is a World War I reference, if anybody gets it.
Someone would like, John Dew Jones would like to know, what is hands down your favorite practical movie prop?
Practical movie prop. Well, when you say practical, that of course indicates a physical movie prop. So my favorite movie prop of all time, prop specifically, is the Four Stones from the Fifth Element. Yeah, because practical refers to real life, as in it was an actual physical object. U.S. military types speak a smattering of every language we stumble across. And generally, good to see you. Been a while. Hope life is awesome. It is, and thank you.
I say AT-AT.
You say AT-AT or AT-AT. Dave, Saint Dave of the Star Wars, Dave Filoni, he actually made it to where all three are canon, because AT-AT is never, they're never called anything but Imperial Walker in the movies. And it was actually Kenner that gave it the name AT-AT, and they pronounced it AT-AT in the commercial. But the Chicken Walker, they gave it the designation of AT-ST. Yeah. So as it's a military designation, or supposed to be one, you could in universe pronounce it AT-AT or AT-AT, because it is a shortened version of all-terrain armored transport, apparently. Now, these, again, are names given to it by Kenner. So the AT-ST, all-terrain scout transport, or all-terrain scout turd, whatever the hell it stands for, because it's not a transport, so it doesn't make any sense. Those, you can go either way with them. So, but they also, he made it canon, I believe, in Rebels. In one episode, they call it an AT-AT, an AT-AT, and an Imperial Walker. So he made all three of them canon. So I prefer to call them AT-AT because it makes more sense in my analytical brain. But yeah, you can go in either way with it, any way with it.
I just say AT-AT because I'm lazy.
That's fair.
And AT-AT, it just seems ungainly.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, it's completely ungainly, but so's the machine. It's a giant walker with legs.
But I mean, that doesn't mean you have to say it that way.
Do you think that Sony will go through with releasing their files? That's what that whole Snowman file is about, to try to show them that there is interest in things like that. Because right now they don't understand it. A lot of those studios are still run by people who barely acknowledge that the internet is a real thing. So I'm so glad you're throwing down Kenner facts. I mean, it's for real.
Fun fact, my grandfather worked for Kenner. And before that, he worked for Rainbow Crafts.
Oh, yeah.
And he actually was involved, I do believe, in the development of the whole Star Wars, like, mail-in figure scheme, because they didn't actually have enough action figures ready to go. So you'd, like, buy the box, basically, and then receive the figures later.
I remember that.
Yeah. No, he was part of that. Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to do that as a kid.
Yeah.
Your grandpa was a part of that?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's on that footage.
I wonder. So we have some old, like, reel-to-reel that we need to get transferred. And one of them is for like Barbie's little sister, at least per the label, and like there's a few others. But yeah, he used to go to toy expos with my dad. Mm-hmm. And family history is that my dad was the model for the Play-Doh boy.
So I believe that this is true 100%. And it is true. I've seen the photographs of her dad.
There's an adorable one.
My father-in-law is the Play-Doh boy. Like legit, my father-in-law is the Play-Doh boy.
There's this really cute picture of my dad in a little beret and a little smock playing with Play-Doh, sitting across from the dog that played Rin Tin Tin.
I need to do a video about him. I do. I need a picture of me and him, and I need that picture, and just to embarrass the shit out of my father-in-law.
But yeah, my dad is the Play-Doh boy. And it's awesome because like nobody ever doubts me, because they're like, who the hell would lie about that?
Right. Who would tell that story? Like, why that one? Jesus props flow through the veins of this family. I don't know if Jesus flows through the veins of this family, but props certainly do in some way or another. Just made a custom Kenner Batman. His cape comes out from under his cowl. No more C-clip. Oh, nice. So I just sent it to him. Oh, that's cool. If so, what would your plans be if they do? Because I really hope they do, because I bet they got a lot of stuff. I think
it's in response to this Sony.
Oh, the file. I have no idea. I mean, it's going to be dependent on what they're willing to release and what they're allowed to release. Because IP law is the weirdest, most convoluted thing on the planet. You guys are great. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. I was the Pillsbury Doughboy back in the day. I think we all were at one point.
God, I need a haircut.
What do you think of the remaking Highlander with Henry Cavill? Is that an actual plan?
I mean, if it is, I'm down.
Yeah, I'll watch it. Henry Cavill in a kill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm about it.
Hi.
Do you, as you said, do you know why the Germans are the Bosch? It's what the French called them, and I believe French Bosch is French for like monster or something like that. We need to get you more YouTube subs. Yes, please, everyone sub to the YouTube's channels.
So one of my favorite like country names, like language, whatever. The Spanish name for Germany, Alemania, spelled Alemania.
Yep. Good times. Is the boulder from Indiana Jones a real rock? No, it was made from paper mache over a wireframe.
I need people to understand how heavy that would be.
Yeah, that would be hundreds, probably thousands of tons of boulder.
Holy shit, you guys.
Yeah, that was a one-time trap because they probably would have had to carve that thing in place and hope it worked. There's no testing that.
Well, and they wouldn't be able to stop it. Like,
no, yeah, once it started. Would die. Yeah, once it started, it would have blown right through the wall.
Yeah.
Like that it stopped at. Like that much
Holy
momentum.
Shit.
Yeah. Do you remember the show Viper? Vaguely, they used a Dodge Viper that transformed. Yeah, that was Dodge that funded that show to try to sell the Viper. Bosch, I think they make brake pads. They do. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. What did you think of the miniatures in Two Towers? Wrote a 30-page paper on it. Wow,
they were so beautiful.
Oh, the bigatures. Which if you say bigature on TikTok and use TikTok's captions, it becomes the bigotries.
Oh no!
So you have to be cautious if you use that term.
Okay, that reminds me. Somebody at my work sent me an email with the phrase, "The bigger question is," except I'm going to need anybody who has one to look down at their keyboard and see what letter is to the right of the B.
Yeah. Yeah, be very cautious when you always use spell check.
So I just sent her an email saying, that typo. That poor girl, she died. She was like, somebody kill me. I'm going to get fired.
Right. Is your father-in-law also the Gerber baby? No. The Gerber baby actually passed away recently.
Yeah, he's not that old, guys.
Yeah, the Gerber baby goes back to like the 1920s. That's how long that baby has been on the front of baby food bottles. So the Gerber baby is dead. I'm sorry. I mean, to say it that way, the person who was the Gerber baby's passed away.
Just reminds me of Corey talking about all those cats are dead.
Oh my God. So one of my best friends in the whole wide world, he worked at Half Price Books for a long time. And his coworkers, like he would always, he's like one of the quickest witted people I've ever met.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's insane how fast he is when it comes to making jokes and quips and little insults and shit and talking trash. No one can defeat him. Right. And his coworkers were like, he would just ruin stuff for fun. Like he would just like be to be a jerk. And one of his coworkers handed him a book on kittens and said, there's no way you can ruin this. And he flipped it open to look at the copyright date, which was 1985. And he hands it back to her and goes, all the cats in this book are dead, and walked away.
Oh, no.
How much do you think Luke's original lightsaber prop from 77 would fetch at auction?
Well, an insane amount.
It depends on which one. Because there were so many made. There were quite a few made for the film, but the actual hero lightsaber itself is owned by Lucasfilm. Several of them are, but I know that one of them sold probably 10, 15 years ago for around $100,000. In today's money, they'd be well over $1 million. Easily. I have a very important question. Want me to send you a faux Galaxy Conquest 99 shirt? I know Mrs. Props to History does. Yes, Mrs. Props to History 100% does.
Yes, please.
My P.O. box is in my bio. Mrs. Props to History will be your new best friend, Mr. Nickel. Somebody actually asked me, did they make shirts for the convention? Yes, as a matter of fact, they did. In the movie, I've seen a couple of them come up for sale. I like your design better because theirs were just thrown together.
Also, if you haven't watched the documentary on Galaxy Quest,
you
totally.
Oh yeah, no, the Galaxy Quest documentary is one of the best film documentaries I've ever seen. It's so good. They recently did have some up for auction. Yeah. Oh well, the ones that they had up for auction, I actually held those. Those were from episode 3. as a matter of fact. I have a video that I did with him actually on the TikTok. What you doing?
Trying to get more ice.
Oh, fair enough. She's making another Kentucky Mule, I think.
Damn it. 2 cubes of it.
They recently. Okay. We got more stuff. I love Galaxy Quest. It was brilliant. Yes, it absolutely was brilliant. I love Galaxy Quest. I've got a prop Galaxy Quest credit card application. Nice.
We were supposed to do a live.
Oh yeah, the live watch of Galaxy Quest. You're right. We need to do that. I got sick right before.
Yep.
I love engraved glass. If you ever need that. Oh, nice. Very nice. Where are you based out of? Wee Toe Rag. That's a very UK name, if I'm not mistaken. Do you have a favorite scene from Galaxy Quest? Oh dear. Do you have a favorite scene from Galaxy Quest?
I'm gonna say when they all arrive in the ship.
Yeah.
And Guy just screams.
Oh yeah, when Guy just starts screaming. Yeah, that is really good. Or any scene with Tony Shalhoub. Any of Tony Shalhoub's scene.
I love that so much.
What is prop luggage empty or stuff? It's generally completely empty, unless the actor's having to carry something that's supposed to be heavy, then they'll put weights in it, but otherwise it's completely empty. Most prized prop I own is Gonzo's nose from Muppets from Space. It was given to me by one of the Muppeteers that worked on the film. Doobadoo, Galaxy Quest is one of the best Star Trek movies. Indeed it is. Is it better to send you mail now or wait till after you... Well, we won't be leaving Indiana. We won't be not living in Indiana for several months. I'll just be going to work in Chicago a few days a week. Please tell the story of how you met and started dating Mrs. Props to History. Do you want to tell the story?
Sure.
Okay, I'm good. I'm going to let Mrs. Props to History tell that tale.
So,
Jason,
picture it: Columbus,
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
Not the asshole from Italy.
Oh God, what? 2000.
That would be 2013.
Ugh, we old. So Columbus, Ohio, 2013. We're both on OkCupid. I think both of us were actually getting ready to like delete it again and give up for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm scrolling through and I'm like, he's kind of cute. I'll send him a message. So I sent him a message. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And actually, I think I asked you about the zombie apocalypse because you mentioned it in your profile.
Yeah. I did not take... I was in no mood to date at all. I had just come home from Germany. I was just like not feeling being around people. I was in a really weird place at the time. And my friend Corey, who I talked about earlier, convinced me to get on OkCupid because he really just wanted like to compare dating with me. Like, because he's like, we need to... He
wanted to commiserate.
Yeah, he's like, he legitimately challenged me like, hey, let's find the worst people possible, go on dates with them, and then talk about it. Like, that was his idea of a good time for some fucking reason. But
so I sent him a message. We talked for just a little bit, and then he says, let's meet up for coffee. So I'm like, all right, cool. So coffee rolls around, and I text him like, hey, I'm really sorry. I'm up at my parents' house. I'm going to be a little late, but I will totally be there. And he calls me, and he's like, that's okay, because I am horribly ill.
And I was legitimately sick. So I'll answer your question here in a second.
Yep.
Kansan.
You know, I decide, well, he's either a fabulous actor or he's legitimately sick. So, you know, sign off on that one. So we're like, all right, we'll meet up next week if you're feeling better by then. So next week rolls around. And we had agreed to meet up at Cup of Joe's on High Street. And I don't know how many of you have been to Columbus, but there are approximately 14 Cup of Joe's on High Street in Columbus.
Yep.
So I went to the biggest one, and I'm sitting there, and I'm waiting. And, you know, I'm a few minutes early, so I'm like, all right, that's cool. He's not early. That's fine. And then it gets to be the time we're supposed to meet up, and he's still not there. And a couple minutes later, and I'm thinking, all right, well, parking was kind of crappy, so maybe he just had to park a ways away, and he's walking up. And then it gets to be about 10 minutes after we're supposed to meet up, and I'm like, did this person just cancel on me and then stand me up? Are you freaking kidding me right now? So I finally text him, like, hey, where are you? He was like, I'm here. No, you're not. And I'm looking around. He's like, yeah, I am. I'm on the couch. I'm like, unless you've become an Asian college student. No, you're not. So he's finally like, wait, which Cup of Joe's are you at?
Yeah, it dawned on us at the same time that we were both at a different coffee shop.
Both thinking the other had stood us up.
Yeah, like I was at that coffee shop like, where is she? Like, what the hell? Did she stand me up because I turned her down because I was sick? And then I was like, oh shit, I went to the Cup of Joe's that was closest to me because in my mind that was the Cup of Joe she would know.
Right. And I went to the biggest one because I figured since we didn't specify, it was probably the biggest one.
Well, turns out it wasn't that obvious. And we both went to different coffee shops. I'm like, okay, I'll drive down there. So I drove down. I had to park about 1,000,000 miles away because parking on High Street is awful. And then, yeah.
And then we talked for a while, or actually you talked for a while. And I legitimately remember thinking, all right, you're going to say something. 1, 2, 3.
So it turned, the one thing that we learned that day about each other was that when she's nervous, she doesn't talk.
Right.
And when I'm nervous, I don't shut up.
So it worked out.
But we both left that date thinking that each hated each other.
Well, to be honest, I thought that you thought that I hated you.
Yeah.
I didn't so much think that you hated me.
But,
oh yeah, I also offered to give him a ride to his car, and as soon as the words were out of my mouth, I was like, why would you say that? Your car is a wreck.
Yeah, and it was a mess. And this is our first time hanging out. It was our first date. And what is the best idea that pops into my head is to make fun of her mercilessly because of the state of her car.
It was pretty rough.
And I just the whole time I'm doing it, I'm like, what are you doing? Shut the fuck up. And I just couldn't stop myself because I can't turn it off. And and then we left from there, and I got home, and my roommate Corey at the time was like, how'd it go? I was like, terribly. And then, did you call me?
You called me. I was like, he's never going to call you. You're going to have to call him if you want a second date. And then you did call me, and I was like, holy shit, dude's a glutton for punishment.
Right? Who is this fool? And then, we I think our second date was at my house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also, I immediately regretted that one. And I was like, what's wrong with you? You're going to a virtual stranger's house, you dumbass.
Yeah, you don't know this guy. Yeah. So,
you dumb hoe.
So you dumb hoe. So we made a lot of really bad decisions early on, but it worked out clearly. The other Starbucks at this intersection, pretty much, yeah. Did you still drink more coffee? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So somebody, Kansan, said they have a question. Where is that guy at? Or person? My apologies. Celtic Kansan, you had a question. What is your question? Glad to see vaping survived in U.S. What's your flavor? I'm not sure what this flavor is. It's whatever one is cheapest, truth be told.
It does a lot of
does your VW still smell like rotten meat?
No.
But I still have that car. Oh, man. Forget what stories I've told online. That's one of them.
Rotten meat. Oh, God, that was rough, you guys.
Celtic Kansan, silent running. What about it?
Oh, my gosh.
With the USS Valley Forge. That was partially filmed on the USS Valley Forge, which is why the ship was named that, because the Navy gave them permission to film on board. So,
as many of you know, we've been watching Stargate SG-1, and one of my favorite things is the actual admirals and generals that show up in cameos.
What do I feel about it? About Silent Running? I felt that it was a really good film for its day. The practical effects in it were really good. I like that the 3 robots, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, were costumes made specifically for amputee actors, multiple amputee actors. And
dream car.
What is your dream car? What is your dream car?
The answer that immediately pops into mind is a 1969 Corvette Stingray.
Fair enough.
Because it's sexy.
Mm-hmm.
But I also love me like an old roadster.
Yeah.
Just any of the old 30s, 40s. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Probably an Auburn boat tail roadster.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. I love those. Sadly, there's only one left in existence, but you can get replicas nowadays, which is fine because you can crash it. It's okay. Now I have hope to find a Mrs. Collectibles. Did you say OK Cupid or Plenty of Fish?
OK Cupid.
OK Cupid. And honestly, I mean, don't give up. Just keep looking. You will find someone. Collectibles, without a doubt, you will. Just walk into it with an open mind and know that everybody's different. There's a lot of similarities between Erica and I, but there are a lot of differences too. And I think it worked out. I mean, we're still here.
Yeah.
We're still together.
despite the brief time where we both were unemployed, which was really rough.
That was so exciting. So right after we moved, like I had to move to Indiana for work because the place where I was working, the work dried up.
I could get behind a Plymouth Barracuda.
Oh yeah, no, I'd be a Barracuda. Yeah. O'Neill. And I was working in Indiana. And she's like, yeah, I'll 100% move out there with a guy I barely know.
Right?
And
I'll quit my job, move out there.
Quit my job, move out there. So she quit her job and came out to Indiana. And had you started working somewhere and got laid off? Or you hadn't got a
quit.
job? Where were you working at?
I was working at Jacoby Carbons.
That's right, yeah. And you just quit, came out there, and then I got laid off almost immediately after she moved. So it was like, oh crap. And it wasn't I got laid off. It was like all the work where I was at, like it all dried up. Like nobody could get hours, nobody could get time. It was just terrible.
It sucked. I remember I started working at the Lego store.
Yeah, you worked at the Lego store. That was right around Christmas too.
Yeah. I mean, it was a ways before Christmas. Before Christmas?
But we were just like right at the worst possible moment. I got laid off. She hadn't found a job yet. And then it was like a month, wasn't it?
It was a while.
Yeah. And then
I remember because I didn't get a job. I didn't until it was shortly, but no, it was September.
Yeah.
But I moved out there like pretty early in the year.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden neither one of us had any work, but then all of a sudden we both got jobs.
Yeah.
So it all worked out. But there for a little while, it was scurry. Have I met Adam Savage? Yeah, a couple times. He's a really cool guy, as a matter of fact.
DS9 Voyager.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. Star Trek, yeah, DS9.
Someone was asking, DS9 or Voyager?
Yeah, I know she's all about the Voyager. I'm all about the DS9. So
I want to meet Adam Savage, BT Dubs.
Yeah, we should do that. We should go out to his shop.
Also, we do both like pizza. Although he likes deep dish, like Chicago style, I'm not a fan.
Here recently, though, I've been a huge fan of thin crust.
Really?
Yeah.
I like thin crust, too. I didn't think you liked it.
No,
but I like it.
In your opinion, what is the most famous car for movie, the DeLorean or Herbie the Love Bug? Well, between the two, it's going to be the DeLorean. Yeah. It's had a much bigger impact on popular culture. Probably one of the most famous cars from any film, TV-wise, anything, is going to be the Batmobile. Yeah. In one form or another, because everybody knows what the Batmobile is.
I mean, the 66 Batmobile is pretty cool, but it's very difficult to drive because it's 1,000,000 miles long.
Yeah, it also has a shitload of blind spots. We've both been in 66 Batmobiles. So, real question is, who is driving?
Which one?
Right.
If it's my car, I'm driving.
Right. 1948 Ford Woody. This is a good car. Ooh, yeah, they're really pretty.
Sexy.
They're worth a ton of money.
This is Mrs. Props to History.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's Mrs. Props to History. Thin crust with pineapple.
Okay, I will say I have had one pineapple pizza that I enjoyed, and it was actually prosciutto and pineapple, so high class ham.
I really enjoyed Voyager, except that dumb episode where they became
that was stupid.
Babies. Yeah, that was a.
Every show has to have some stupid episodes.
Yeah, I feel like that's a requirement that they have to have moronic episodes in any sci-fi show, because, like Doctor Who, the episode where the moon was an egg. That was such a terrible fucking episode. I don't think I've seen her on camera before. She's been in a couple videos. Yeah, but that's her. That's Mrs. Props History. Then pizza it is next time my wife and I are hanging out again. Right? Hanging out Agina. Right-hand drive Corvette, connections to sci-fi. A right-hand drive Corvette with connections to sci-fi. Trying to think who drove a Corvette.
I mean, it's not sci-fi. All I can think of is Apollo 13.
Yeah, because they all had Corvettes, but that was common then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Corvette Summer. I should know that since Greg is building one of those cars, but not with right-hand side drive. And when they built that car for Corvette Summer, it was like the most dangerous thing in the world, because the steering wheel on the right-hand side of the car was attached to a spoke, and they ran a chain over to the actual steering column of the other one. So it was just like a fucking bike chain that they were steering that car with at like 70 miles an hour.
Millennium Falcon or Serenity?
Millennium Falcon who is the pilot? Well, for the Millennium Falcon, the pilot changes a lot, but for the Serenity, it's Wash.
Well, I think they're asking, like, who would you want to be the pilot? Like, if you could pick a pilot.
Oh, if I could pick a pilot?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think probably the Millennium Falcon because it's faster.
Yeah.
And also seems to have a bit more luxury available to it. And then I guess me. I'd want to be the pilot.
What is your holy grail prop?
The 4 stones from the 5th element.
Well, me.
Oh, Mrs. Oh, I said Mrs. Props. Oh. Which one of you two is piloting? Well, probably me because I actually used to be a certified pilot. So
yeah, I'm gonna give that to him.
Yeah.
I want to say it's just like
something
something from Star Trek because I'm such a huge Trekkie. Like, if I could have an actual like screen used phaser, I would be so excited.
Fuck. It's so expensive. It's not all about you, Mike.
I'm more of a cosplayer than a prop builder.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, are familiar with my Weeping Angel costume.
It scares the crap out of everybody every time I put it online.
I love that thing. It scares the crap out of people in public. Somebody ran away from me. Like, she tried to post her picture with me.
Yeah.
And then she ran away from me.
Yeah, she couldn't even do it.
And I was like, ah!
My favorite Toho monster it's going to be Godzilla. I grew up loving Godzilla as a kid, and I absolutely adore it. I always loved it because all the movies for Godzilla were so formulaic. You know, Godzilla would show up, and humans would be like, Godzilla, he's so scary. And then another monster would show up, and it would like kick Godzilla's ass a little bit, and you'd be like, oh no, Godzilla. And then Godzilla would come back and like stomp a mud hole in that whatever that monster's ass was, and you're like, yeah, Godzilla. And at the end, everybody's friends. And every movie's the same. I love them.
My favorite cosplay that I've done so far is definitely the Weeping Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say that I was really excited for my Lavender one cosplay
that no one recognized. Yeah,
from Mitchell's versus the Machines, which everybody should watch because it's a fabulous movie. And like 3 people recognized me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just really excited about all the work I put into it. And how
it looked really amazing.
Thank you.
You can see it on my Instagram actually if you want to go see it.
The angels were very scary.
Not the scariest thing though. The thing under the bed.
They could have done so much with that. I was so terrified by the end of that episode. I was like, I can't put my feet down off the couch. And then it went nowhere.
From Dear Green, I don't know what you're planning, especially with YouTube. I would be happy if you have longer and deeper episodes about specific topics.
That's literally what he's planning.
Interestingly enough, that's precisely what I'm planning.
Here with Adam. I mean, he would freak out too.
Yeah, I think Adam would be scared if all of a sudden I was in his shop and like, hey, Adam, let's film together. You know, I think that's something that'll have to be arranged. But does Mrs. Props History have a TikTok for her cosplay? Do you have a TikTok for your cosplay?
I mean, it's just Mrs. Props History. I haven't done a whole lot on it, honestly, in a long time.
Mitchell's versus the Machines is amazing. You're absolutely right.
Have
you ever thought of doing Tank Girl cosplay?
No.
A lot of people have asked that have said that you should do Tasha Yar.
Yay.
Yeah.
I like Tasha.
Yeah, I like Tasha too. Mrs. Props, do you go all out with prosthetics makeup?
I would love to. I've never actually tried it. I really, really want to do the mouth of Sauron. Because I love that creepy bastard. But yeah, I need to practice that. We have been working on we kind of stopped working on we had an animatronic dragon that we were doing for a Lady Sybil Ramkin cosplay. If anyone's familiar with Terry Pratchett, because I love Terry Pratchett.
Terry Pratchett's amazing. No, that is a great episode. The Are You My Mummy?
Oh my God, another terrifying one.
Gas masks.
God, that scared the crap out of
Kids
me.
in gas masks are just scary.
Why are kids so scary?
I have not seen Arcane. No, I have not. Sorry. What is your favorite movie or TV costume, Mrs. Props to History?
Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna say almost anything that Christian Avasarala wears in The Expanse.
Yeah.
Her costumes are amazing.
Do you think that you would wear those?
I would love to.
Yeah.
I just want to go everywhere and be like, look how fancy I am.
Right. Yeah. I like that somebody summarized her character, like just like in as few words as possible with, I don't have time for this shit. I don't have that time for that shit. Fashion. Fashion. That was it. And I was like, that's completely legit. Like, that's a wonderful explanation of her character. Most expensive prop ever built for screen and television. Well, the most expensive ever sold was Robbie the Robot from Forbidden Planet, 1959, and is sold for $6.1 million or $5.9 million was what he sold for.
I gotta wonder how much some of the like enormous sets from like Cleopatra and everything.
They dynamited it all.
Right, no, I know, but like how much they cost to build and everything.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
I know
back
it
then,
went hugely over budget.
Oh,
like,
yeah, it was massively over budget. They made basically a whole city for that.
Props to History does have a podcast.
I do. I actually have 2 of them, and I'm going to have a third one here soon. My first one is the Prop History Podcast, which I do with my buddy at What I'm Making, Greg Nowling. And then I have a podcast getting ready to drop with Billy B called the Phantom Industry Podcast. And the prop father himself, proptologist, the legend that is Jay Duckworth, and I are in discussion of doing a podcast together, talking about props, movies, TV,
Jay.
and theater. And it would be myself and the proptologist himself. So yeah, the time delay and the screen reverse on YouTube threw me for a loop. Sorry.
My favorite Star Trek is TNG.
My favorite Star Trek is Deep Space Nine.
Yep.
Yeah. TNG.
The Next Generation.
I was like, the man generation?
What was World War II film where actors? I mean, a lot.
World War II film where actors died?
You mean like unintentionally?
Like unintentionally on the set for a World War II film? I don't know. Not off the top of my head. I'd have to look into it. And Lost in Space. Forget the episodes. Oh yeah, where Robbie the robot appeared. Well, he was and after they filmed
Robbie the robot wasn't in Lost in Space.
He was in a couple episodes, and the reason for it is because he was just a prop that was left in a prop house. So like he was in Addams Family. He was in a bunch of different stuff.
I was gonna say the robot in Lost in Space is different.
Yeah, B9 from Lost in Space is a different robot. But,
Danger, Will Robinson.
But Robbie showed up in a couple of episodes because he was just another prop that they could use, and he was also popular at the time. So they just added him in because Lost in Space wasn't doing well at the time. On set, it was filmed in black and white. I'd have to look into it. I don't know actually specifically. Have a great evening, you too, buddy. Cheers. Wow, DS9 over TNG. This is hard.
He likes it. He likes the dark underbelly.
I like that it showed like the shitty side of the Federation.
Yeah, I love the Groundhog Day episode too. It's pretty fantastic. Them shooting golf balls into the Stargate.
I haven't seen that episode, and after you described it, I want to see it now.
We'll have to watch it.
Yeah, after this,
I will watch it again just so you can see it.
Also, if anybody's seen it, the preview for it on Netflix, it's available now, called Making Fun. It's Jimmy DiResta and a bunch of other makers making stuff at the suggestions of children. My good friend Jacob LaRocca from Rocket Props, he was actually one of the build coordinators on that show. So go watch it and give it some views so that it gets really good ratings, because a buddy of mine worked on it. So, and also Jimmy DiResta, I've met Jimmy a couple times. He's a really cool guy and an amazing maker. So please go check that out on Netflix if you get a chance.
Borgs sounds Swedish.
Borgs. Oh yeah. What was the most expensive set ever built for film? Oh shit. So if you go like back in the day, the movie Cleopatra with what's her name? She loved diamonds.
Elizabeth
Taylor. So that one was horrifyingly expensive back in the day. But the most expensive set built that I'm aware of up to this point was the set for Rome, HBO's Rome. Because it was so expansive and so extensive with so much detail. They built a huge section of the city of Rome from the ancient times. And that was hyper expensive. So expensive, in fact, that HBO had to get rid of a couple TV shows to pay for it, which is why we never got an ending to Carnival, because it had to be canceled to pay for Rome.
Screw them.
Right? Because Carnival was awesome. Watched Crawl for the first time, you poor bastard. Props left. Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of shit left over from that terrible movie. Attack of the Giant Carrots on Lost in Space. See, I haven't seen that show in so long. Here's hoping the podcast will be sponsored by Smooth On. So the fun thing about Smooth On is that they don't need anybody to rep them.
It's true.
So they'll never sponsor me. They've flat out told me they never will sponsor anybody. And that's fine. They don't have to, but it's a running joke that I'm going to carry on with until they send me a C&D.
Wasn't Titanic an expensive set? I
mean, I'm sure hyper expensive set, but you have to think like, so Hollywood accounting is super weird. So you'll never get like a solid number of what cost what, you know. And this props to your wife my wife wants to know if you like Outlander. Do you like Outlander?
I liked what I saw, but I haven't gone out of my way to watch it. So meh. I'm ambivalent towards it.
I watched the first season. It was okay.
Yeah.
I never really got into it. If you could make a movie, what kind of movie would it be? I'm actually in the process of doing that. It's a sci-fi film. It's a sci-fi short film that I'm working on, and then another short film that I'm working on with the folks at HTC Fabrication to show off what we're capable of doing. And it's a 10-minute long movie that's a comedy ultimately. But I think it's
going to be hilarious.
It's a hilarious take on a thing that a lot of people would not expect. And I'm not going to say anything about it beyond that. But what did you both think of The Expanse and The Expanse? So I'm good friends with a lot of people that worked on The Expanse.
The Expanse is awesome. I'm a little bit sad about the way they ended it because it didn't really end. Like a lot of stuff was left and kind of open. Yeah, like what happens with Zombie Child? I really want to know what happens with Zombie Boy because that was freaking creepy too. Like, goddamn, that was scary. I would really. I hope they set it up so that they can continue on with the story, and we'll see if they do. What was the last movie one of your props was in? Well, the last show that my props were in Magnum PI, the most recent season of the Magnum PI reboot. And then I have props in a movie that's coming out in June, but I can't say the name of it yet because I'm not allowed. But it's a Paramount film, so when it comes out, I'll be able to say. But you have to understand that, like, if the stuff that I'm working on currently, I won't be able to tell people what it is for like 2 years. And see, I don't know if it was a terrible ending. It just wasn't really an ending. Like Game of Thrones was a terrible ending.
No, yeah, Game of Thrones was shit.
They just left this one really open ended.
Yeah, they left a lot of cliffhangers with this.
We are both brown coats.
Oh yeah, 100%. We're both brown coats. Absolutely. I stopped watching The Expanse after 3 episodes. What? Why?
No, you got to watch more.
No, Danny, seriously, trust me.
Power through, bud.
That first episode was Sci-Fi Channel and it's shit budget.
Yeah.
It really gets so much better. It is so worth it to watch through. Like, just power through it. Seriously, bro. I mean it. Power through.
Give it another chance.
Yeah, give it another chance, bro. I've never steered you wrong in the past.
Game of Thrones is like a masterclass in how not to end a show because they took it from a cultural phenomenon to totally irrelevant.
Big question. Are you an extra in Boba Fett?
No.
Just wink for yes. I am not. It's only in Spanish in South America. Okay. If you get the chance to do so, like, think about rewatching it if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to watch The Expanse as well. Yes, you do.
Yep, absolutely. Are you a fan of Firefly?
That's why I said we're both brown coats.
Yeah, because we are. Yeah.
Yep.
No power in the verse.
No.
Yeah.
I have never watched Babylon 5.
I really liked Babylon 5 at first, and then the storyline kind of got out of hand. With this is the problem with a lot of sci-fi shows is that they start out strong, but then it feels like they lose their way, and they started bringing in a whole bunch of like spiritual stuff that makes no sense.
Deep Space Nine.
Like Deep Space Nine. Like I kind of lost it with Deep Space Nine there towards the end with the Messiah, or the Prophet, or whatever it was, because I stopped giving a shit.
Oh God, what was he called?
What's her name? And she was a pain in the ass.
Oh shit.
But we've seen that.
I know, but what was he called? The Emissary.
The Emissary, that's it, yeah.
Could not.
You know the box that he opened and it had like the spinning like pyramid thing in it? We've seen that. At Mike Moore's shop, it was there.
Oh yeah. I was so like I could if I could have stayed in there with my favorite bottle of casting material, I'd have been so happy.
So there's this fella out in LA named Mike Moore. He's pretty much made everything for Star Trek, right? And he took us out back into his shop, and he had all these molds from going back to Next Generation.
Shelves and shelves of
shelves of stuff. And it was insane, the stuff that he had in there. And he's like, yeah, this is what I do, kind of thing.
I was like, hey, can I just spend some time up there with me and my favorite bottle of casting material?
Yeah, me and my favorite bottle of casting material. That's it. Holy Grail Castle.
Yeah. I love, that's one of my favorite facts about the Holy Grail is that every single castle is the same castle.
Shot from different angles. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Outlander Castle and Winterfell are the same thing. Yeah. You're right. Let's see. I love Firefly. Shame that Fox just mishandled it. Yeah, they did badly. That was them not understanding how to do a space western and shooting and airing it out of order.
Yeah, as you say, they aired it out of order, which was weird. And then
absolutely. It was absolutely dreadful.
They needed to give it another chance.
Yep. Allison Chase cosplay. What's going on, friendo?
Oh goodness, I gotta sit up.
Okay, it's fine. I'm actually past the time that I was going to do this live for, so I'm going to go ahead and end this live tonight because it was sort of an unscheduled one. I just did it for fun and to see about the whole YouTube live thing, which works now for some reason. Opus is here. Now we have to continue.
Right?
Shit, I didn't realize Opus was here.
Would anyone like a random geology fact?
They all would like random geology facts, honey.
Yes. Okay. So something brought this up to me. I actually did a project on this in college. I don't know if anyone is familiar with Ubehebe crater. We talked about this earlier. It's a giant crater, and I'm talking like 600 feet deep, half a mile across in California, right? It's huge. And it was formed from a ferritic explosion, which is when magma and groundwater get too close together and the water flash boils. Everyone is stoned. Usually in geology, yes. The water flash boiled and exploded with the force of 16 megaton nuclear bombs.
That's 16. That's 16 times the Hiroshima detonation.
Yeah. Simultaneously.
Yeah. Because water got somebody left the tap on.
It's cool.
Let's see.
What happened to talking about Tom
Steven's
Selleck?
wife. Oh, hello. What? Oh, he asks that question all the time. Ignore him.
Oh, okay.
Same as a nuclear reaction. I love physics, indeed. Do you know what was the reason for the song by Powerman 5000? Which song by Powerman 5000?
Who is Powerman 5000?
It's a band.
Well, thank you.
But yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna. This is what it's like when worlds collide. Oh my God. Opus. So everybody that's on here, you should go to either my Instagrams or my TikToks. I have a link in my bio. My wife is being weird.
Sorry.
And adorable. I have a link in my bio that goes to my GoFundMe and also my merch store because I'm still trying to pay for this TV show. It's expensive. I only have a little bit to go, but if you have a couple of dollars, by all means, please think about it. That'd be lovely. Your name will go in the credits. And because it's what I can do right now. But I also have a Patreon, patreon.com/props to history, which I drop behind the scenes stuff there when I'm able to, when it appears. So hopefully I'll have more to drop there soon. Ever wanted to make your own film? Yeah, I'm actually working on it. And do
you think we'll actually see anything new in the world of Stargate? I kind of hope so.
There's an animated series they're working on.
Okay,
actually.
I'm still really bitter about the way Universe ended because they ended it on a damn cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm. Sorry if this came up already.
It should be illegal.
Party. Do you think we'll actually see anything new in the world of Stargate? So they are actually doing an animated series based on it.
It should be illegal to end shows on a cliffhanger.
Wave goodnight to your intern. Oh, is that Faith? Is that Faith Parks? Is that you, Parks? Answer me. Tell Tasha to play fair. Play fair, Tasha.
Okay.
I think if that is you, Parks, I need to respond to your text that you sent me if this is the same person. So, because I have an intern.
I know you do.
I was kind of telling them, but I was looking at you when I said it. You saw the new Spider-Man. We still haven't seen the new Spider-Man. Already donated, but it's merchandise shop open. I thought it was down. No, it's open. It's under the merch link. T Parks. Her mom actually. Oh, hello, Faith's mom.
Hello.
I need to respond to her text about it. But your daughter is far more talented than she thinks she is. She's very, very good at what she does, and
Faith is awesome.
I'm very glad that you sort of forced her to come up and say, "Hey, do you want to be an intern?" Because I've never thought about having one. Now I do. Mm-hmm. And it's good stuff. But I'm going to end this live now because it's been 80 whole minutes, and that's really weird for me to go past an hour. I bought the Stay Puft Marshmallow Ice Ball Maker. Nice. Parker, they dropped the T800 vibe. Right on. But anyway, thanks all for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I'll do another live probably tomorrow. And then I will be doing a live from the shop on Monday, because I'm going to be making a thing and I'm going to show people how to make a thing. She needs the encouragement. Thanks. Not a problem. But everybody subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go visit the link in my bio to help me pay for that stupid TV show. Or go buy merch, which will also do the same thing. Or also check out my Patreon and become a Patreon. It's only $5. and you become a Royale with cheese and get access to the behind-the-scenes stuff that I put only on Patreon. By Tasha and Props. Thanks, Opus. I love you. I love everybody.
It's weird for me because I had a cat named Tasha.
Oh, really? Oh, that's weird. You're talking to her dead cat now, Opus. Her cat is dead. Anyway, love you guys. Everybody stay safe. And as always, props to history. This is awkward because now I got to end it on two things. Bye-bye.
Excuse me. Bye, everybody.
Love you. So awkward.